then you begin to see the mess for something else. You begin to see the mess for something that, hold up, wait a minute here now. This mess is some information. This mess is trying to speak to me. But the mess in the particular time, in the moment, it becomes so personal. We want to hold the mess for ourselves, and so now we start getting upset about the mess, and then we got to call somebody, curse them out, curse at them about who put the mess on the table, and it's just a whole big mess. Girl, I'm trying to get through this test, through this challenge, one day at a time. You finish one, and then when you look, another one is coming. Hi, my name is Desiree. If you're going through something, if you're experiencing something, then honey, you need to come over here and sit down and see what Jesus gonna say, because I don't know what he gonna say. Y'all excuse me for these sniffles, but I got this little head cold, but I'm determined to push on. So I guess I just want to share with you, and I've been really speaking about the Soul Time series, and I know y'all like, okay, what does this have to do with that? It has a whole lot to do with it, because one thing is that we do not experience nothing for nothing. Like, everything that happens, it has a purpose and it has a reason. It might not make any sense then, but it does make sense. And so when I went through a thing, with my family, I really had to do some soul searching to be like, okay, I got to find out some answers here. And I talked to you before that has something to do with repeating cycles and how it had to come up. Because if it doesn't come up, then you're not going to deal with it, and you're certainly not going to break it. You're just going to keep, going through the same cycle over and over again. It keeps happening. You keep getting upset. You keep apologizing. You keep cooking fried chicken. You do what you subside and push it under the rug and just move on. But I was like, okay, all right. I'm understanding that a lot better now. I'm understanding how when things are presented, and I may speak a little bit more on this. I don't know how far I'm going to go on this, but I understand now as when I'm riding the car, things are revealed to me of how when the mess is presented on the table, it's not necessarily your mess. Yes, it is mess, and somehow you're connecting to the mess, but it's not your mess. Somebody presented them on the table, you are affected by it. You have feelings and emotions on it. But really, honestly, and I did a whole article of how you have to pretty much stand up, push a chair back, step back a little bit. Might have to move your angles, because when you're looking at it one way, you're going to see it your way. But when you kind of shift your space and start looking at it from a whole nother angle, which is not your angle, you're looking at it from a spiritual way, then you're beginning to see the mess for something else. You begin to see the mess for something that, hold up, wait a minute here now. This mess is some information. This mess is trying to speak to me. But the mess in the particular time, in the moment, it becomes so personal. We want to hold the mess for ourselves, and so now we start getting upset about the mess, and then we got to call somebody, curse them out, curse at them about who put the mess on the table, and it's just a whole big mess. But when we can stand up, push the chair back, and shift our stand, go to the other side, look from another view, we can see that the mess has information. The mess has something that is trying to talk to us. And we have to ask God to get us in that place to see it for what it's trying to say. We're making the connections of how is the soul timeline, connected to what I'm talking about. And I'm saying just that. I start going into some deep, research, and I realized what it was. It was the repeated cycles. Well, let me tell you, it took me 2 weeks to get through that. We're always thinking all is well, but I tell you, it's like God don't give you like 6 months off, or you know it, something else comes, and I'm like, and so to be honest with you, I immediately knew that it was some mess. No, it wasn't family member, but this time it was totally different. And I'm like, how am I connected to this mess? And why am I even upset about this mess? So I had to take another deep dive, y'all. I'm talking about deep dive. And God has a way of sending people to you that can help you see certain things. And I'm so appreciative of that. And so I was able to see some things I had to see. And the overall thing is, because I don't like to get deep into, names and the dynamics of it, because to be honest with you, that's irrelevant. But I was able to see that everybody's not going to function like me. Everybody's not going to think like me. I could just imagine if it was like 100 Desirees running around there, that'd be a bad ship. But nonetheless, I'm joking. But everybody's not going to operate like you. And so we have to just understand that. And when you come to the place that they're not, then you have to see them for who they are. Then you make the decision, okay, I'm going to still, not intertwined, but I'm going to still be in proximity of that person in the relationship that I was. And I would say yes, but at least you know, okay, that person, just like you have friends that will help you move, and then you have some friends be like, girl, look, they won. They be like, child, don't call me to help you move. So you already know they're not going to help you move, so it's no need of getting upset with them. So that's the same thing with this person. It's like, okay, all right, you can do this, but okay, now I need to understand that you cannot do that. Because a lot of times I feel like we will cut friendship off because that one person did not do that one thing that we thought they should have done. Now, I don't know why I couldn't figure it out myself, but when you are deep into a relationship with somebody and you got your emotions tied up to somebody and you just expecting for somebody to do a certain thing, you that's just the way you're thinking. And so when they don't, it becomes hurtful. But not to the point that it's a lost friendship. I just know what you're going to do, know what you're not going to do, and vice versa. You know what not to do, or try not to do that, because I don't work very well with that, okay? That's simple as that. But anyway, we're coming all around back to the soul timeline. So I truly believe and come into an understanding that you're just not born to be born. You are born on this earth with a certain character. You're born into a family that y'all operate a certain way. Y'all intertwine and do things, and you be wondering, wonder why we do things like that. It could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. But, and then the people that's in your family, they're made up a certain way because they're gonna help you through. I ain't gonna always say in a good way, but they're gonna help you through. They're gonna push every button there is to push. They're gonna get you through. But it's all for to make you to a better person. And I'm saying that to say we are all arriving to be the better person, truly, so we can just help somebody else to understand, okay, this is how I work with this. And I mean, that's what I'm doing right here. I don't want people to be walking around. You know what? It really hurts my heart when I see people in friendship, or I see people stuck in a place, because we get stuck in a place because things have happened. Hurtful things have happened. Trauma has happened. People then, did some things that just weren't right, and we get stuck there and we cannot move. And it's like, does God continue to bless us? Yes, He does, but not to the level and the capacity that He could really bless you if you was not standing in the place of hurt. ain't but so much you can hold while you're hurt, child. So I don't like for people to be in that place. I don't want you to be in that place. I want you to see that, okay, this thing is not working for me. It's not getting me where I need to be. I need to push on, and I do need to forgive. And a lot of times, when we feel like we are forgiving somebody, we feel like we're giving them the right. Well, no, we're not. All I can tell you, if you really, really, really believe, and this consists of you sitting with God, knowing that somebody else has done something wrong, that's them. Or let's say they're doing something wrong, that's them. And if they functioning like they don't have no good doggone sense, you let them keep on functioning like that. Don't let somebody stop you from doing something because you know they're wrong. See, you know they're wrong. I know they're wrong. We cannot say why they are doing the wrong. They doing the wrong because they dealing with something on their end, and that's their own journey. That's their own thing they need to do. Let them do them. You take care of yourself. Like I tell the kids that I do after school. Go sit at your desk and deal with yourself. Stop thinking about what everybody else doing over there. You deal with yourself. And that's how we have to do. We have to deal with ourselves and stop looking at, I don't understand. And even to the friend, I don't understand why they ain't do such and such. You know what? When the ball come down the hill, that's them. And if it was wrong, God gonna show them. If it wasn't wrong, God gonna show you. But I know God showed me in this incident, this one today, and I'm gonna wrap it up now, is that I cannot be concerned about somebody upset about me. I can't be concerned about that. They let me know, I can, apologize, I can explain myself, but I can't be concerned about that. Number 2, I cannot be concerned about somebody that's not going to conduct themselves the way that I think that they may. But do they look like me? No, they do not. So all you can do is bring it to their attention, be like, I'm not understanding why you didn't do such and such and such. They may explain themselves and they may not. And if they do not or they do, that's still their rodeo. But I know it's easy for me to say let it go because it took me a whole week, honey, to let it go. But let that go so God can continue to bless you, to elevate you, to get you where you want, get you to where you need to be. I am finding here in life, y'all, I've been interacting with, not a whole lot of people, but connecting with a young lady, and I mean, she talked like somebody 85. You want to just sit at her feet and just get what she has. And I tell you, one thing about me, I don't want to be no stupid old person. That's the last thing I want to be. So if I'm doing something wrong, I want God to show me. I want somebody to love me enough in my circle to be like, now dancing, now come on now dancing. To get me out of that place. I want to grow up to be a wise one. I want the people to point out and say, girl, you need to go sit at her feet because, honey, she got something to give to you. I don't want to be stuck nowhere. So I'm praying that I've said what I need to say. I'm just riding on the road heading home, and I just felt like I wanted to say something. And we was talking about the soul timeline. And if you want to understand more, like your purpose, who you are, why you was born to do a particular thing, why you was born into a particular family, what is important, or what is the things that's popping up that you was born in this particular family. Let me tell you, it was revelation for me. Man, when I got that information, I was like, whoo, child, that was helpful. So I would love for you to DM me so we could, go a little bit deeper. You can learn about your soul timeline, your energy year, what year you're in, because there are 9 cycles, and each year is a number for something or a topic for something. And so it's good to know what year you're operating in. I love you guys. I'm a run because I done said my piece and Jesus said it's over. Bye, y'all. Love you.